Alrighty. It is a Friday morning. So you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's laundry day. And I'm also doing a live stream, but it's more importantly, it is laundry day. Because in this house, we do laundry on Friday mornings. That is the one law of my house. Actually, no, I just do laundry whenever I get around to doing laundry. Today just happened to be the day that I do it. But yeah, it's laundry. Got some laundry action going right behind that door there. What's up, everybody? Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hope Friday will be a God day. Well, I don't know if Usopp's gonna show up, but every day is God day when you hang out with Usopp. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, yes. It is still technically morning. It is 11:43 a.m. where I'm at right now. Probably not applicable everywhere in the world. I'm tired. I love Trey. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's gonna be a great Friday. There we go. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Yeah, see, sending love from Saudi Arabia. See, that's definitely not morning there. I think in Saudi Arabia right about now, it would be probably, if I got my time zones right, I'm going to say, don't tell me, I'm going to say it's close to 7 p.m. If I'm getting my time zones straight here, which don't quiz me on that. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. Or wait, is it 5:43? It is 5:43 a.m. Oh, wait, no, that's not that. It's 7:45. You got it. Yeah. Woo! I thought, okay, all right, cool. I got some. I know my my time zones a little bit. Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. Come on, welcome in. We're gonna be talking about chapter number 1106. Yeah. So we'll be looking into that chapter today. You know when the last time you saw Panda Man was? I don't know when the last time Panda Man showed up. I'm going to assume... Wait, was Panda Man one of the people that was enslaved on Hachinosu? I don't know why. I feel like one of the people that was escaping with Kobe and Hibari was Panda Man. You know, Blackbeard locked Panda Man in his dungeon. Panda Man was in Kizaru's fleet. Okay, yeah. Panda Man always shows up, like, constantly. In fact, I would not be surprised if they get to Laugh Tale and the ancient civilization was Panda Man, like, just Panda Man's tribe just lives on Laugh Tale, guarding the secrets of the poneglyphs and of the Void Century and the One Piece. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I'd actually be okay with that. I'd be 100% cool if Panda Man showed up and addressed the Straw Hats directly, like, it's time. My people have lived beyond time and space, beyond reality as you know it. We have simultaneously existed and through life and death, and we're here to finally tell you. Oh, my goodness. I'm starting the Lightning Temple in, Tears of the Kingdom and listening to Tekking. Yeah, the Lightning Temple was the first one I did. I think it's supposed to be the last one you do, but it was the first one I started. All right, let's get started with the chapter discussion before we go off on too many tangents here. Okay. Do you think Dory and Broggy are making it out of Egghead? No, Dory and Broggy are gonna die right here and now in the story. It's the only thing that makes sense. They're going to try, but Kizaru's going to behead both of them, and that'll be the end of their story. You know? No. Of course, Dory and Broggy are there to pick up Luffy and the Straw Hats. They are now aware that Luffy is the sun god. They are aware that literally the being that the giants have worshipped for probably time immemorial turns out to be the kid that they ran into on Little Garden 2 years ago. So, of course, that means that they're going to get there. I think they have that giant Viking longship. They're just gonna, like, pick up the Sunny and then chuck it on the longship, and everybody hops on and just sails back to Elbaf, breaking whatever is in their way, you know, breaking every marine battleship along the way. Like, the scale of that ship is absurd, okay? I was thinking about, like, the fact that Dory and Broggy's original bounties were only 100 million each, when the terror of the giant seems very apparent here. You also, I think, have to account for bounty inflation. 100 million berry 100 years ago isn't the same as 100 million nowadays. Where every upstart rookie in the world has 100 million, It was 100 million was a billion back in their day, Mr. 3 no diffed those two. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no way around that. Yeah, he did it. He did it. Yeah. So in the case with Dory, it was a trick. It was them giving him explosive alcohol or like a bomb inside of the barrel, and Broggy gave it to Dory. Or Broggy, like the people, like Mr. 3 played them for fools, basically. He was like, oh, yeah, this booze is from Broggy, Dory. Oh, okay, blah, blah, boom. And then it blows up in his stomach. And then he's like, okay. And that didn't take him down, granted. That didn't take him down. He still fought for a little bit, and then he got punched, and he got knocked out, and then he came back later. Broggy was sort of contained with the wax, but then he was about to get back up, and then Mr. 3 stabbed him again. Still, they recovered from all of these injuries. It wasn't like, Broggy, by all intents and purposes, Broggy should have, giant holes in his hands from where Mr. 3, stabbed him with the nail. Actually, let me check on that. I don't even know if that's even a thing. That would be actually a really cool little Easter egg if Broggy had the scars on his hands. I don't think we get to see. No? Well, we see a little bit of Broggy's hand. We don't see a scar. Giants don't leave scars. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Stella is dead, but he could transfer his personality to another satellite. Yeah, it's either that or the Stella, they have they have artificial organs in the lab. So it's like, oh no, Vegapunk got stabbed. His lung is completely destroyed. What are we gonna do? Oh, here's a replacement lung. It's just and Chopper's there. I really don't think it's that ridiculous. Now, left on its own, yeah, Vegapunk could die from that, definitely. It was a grievous wound, but I don't think he's gonna die. It would either be something like that, or he could transfer his consciousness or something like that. So can the satellites not swim? Okay, so there's a lot of questions that got brought up involving the satellites and Punk records and everything. So let's address that for a moment. So it's the first question is, because Vegapunk ate the Nomu Nomu Nomi, the brain fruit, okay, and then he essentially cloned himself, does that mean all of the other satellites are technically devil fruit users? So that's a first question, If they are, they're devil fruit users in the same way that the Seraphim are devil fruit users, where it's all artificial. The Seraphim have the green blood. Now, granted, the Nomu Nomu Nomi, the brain fruit, is a paramecia. So, in theory, Vegapunk should be able to synthetically make green blood version of the brain flute and give it to brain flute and give it to whoever. You know what I mean? So, that's the first question. The other question is regarding Punk Records itself. I brought this up in the review a little bit. The idea that if Punk Records is destroyed, therefore, Vegapunk and the satellites would be destroyed. I think an argument could be made that the Stella would be, not destroyed, but, brain dead, essentially. Because that is Vegapunk's brain that he literally just cut off and then put in record form. But I don't think the satellites would necessarily go. You know what I mean? I feel like the satellites, they just sync up with the record every day just to upload their data. But I mean, clearly, we don't know about the biology of all of the satellites, but clearly, when it comes to Edison and Pythagoras, they are robots. When it comes to Atlas even, she's more of an android, because, she looks like a human on the outside, but she has robotic, you could just replace her face, she did that before, right? So it's very possible that, Lilith and Shaka, even the more human, and York as well, the ones that look more human, are also androids. If it turns out Lilith is not biological, if Lilith gets her arm blown off and it's just wires and shit under there, it's yeah. Then again, when Shaka got shot, we did see a liquid, but was that blood or was that oil? What? I'm not sure what this exactly is, though. Vegapunk will survive no matter what, because at least one of the satellites is going to make it out of here. Greetings from India. Will Shanks die in the story? That's a popular theory that's been around for a while. Maybe not popular. I don't think people want that to happen. I don't know. Do people want Shanks to die? Do you want Shanks to die? That's a good poll. Let's start that. Why not? Time for a poll. Do you want Shanks to die at the end of the story? Yes or no? There we go. Let's start the first poll of the morning. All right. So, I need Shanks to live. I drink this mead for Shanks. Yeah, and I want him to be, I want his death to be off-screened and barely referenced. I want Dorian Broggy to roll up to Egghead and say, yeah, Shanks, he died. Anyway, come on down. Oh, man. Let's see. So, do you think it's possible Bonnie's control of the pacifistas extend to the Seraphim? So, that's the question, isn't it? So, Bonney now has complete hierarchical control of the entire, at least the pacifista Mark IIIs. By the way, I forgot to bring this up, but that doesn't appear to be the thing that controlled Kuma. Because Vegapunk was still dumbfounded why the PX-0, why the actual body of Kuma arrived all the way from wherever it was in the world to Egghead, right? So Vegapunk was still thinking that, like, it had something to do with his will and, like, true love and stuff like that. Because Bonney did not issue the order, right? Bonney did not issue the order to the PX-0, like, come here and help me, So Vegapunk was still kind of like, what's up with that? But at least when it comes to the pacifistas that are completely robotic, not a shred of Kuma's, like, his physical appearance is there, but they're all robotics. In that particular instance, Bonney now has complete hierarchical control. Now, with the Seraphim, they also kind of have a whole thing with their inherited wills. Like, S-Snake was able to go against her orders because Luffy was the one, talking to her. Like, Boa, Hancock, you gotta help me release all my friends from petrification. And S-Snake was like, okay, I guess so. And then she did, So it's like the idea that they can be not manipulated, but they have their own will that cannot be suppressed via the hierarchical, the command chips, right? So I would imagine when it comes to S-Bear especially, S-Bear would definitely listen to Bonney. If Bonney gave an order to S-Bear, I think S-Bear would override everything because that is like part of Kuma's DNA inside of S-Bear. Now, when it comes to S-Hawk or S-Shark or the other Seraphim that are out in the world somewhere, I'm not really sure. But, like, it wouldn't make, like, leaving the Seraphim on the island while it's getting Buster called is kind of silly. I think they're going to bring the Seraphim with them because of the Seraphim just going to stay on the island and then they're going to get Buster called. And then I guess afterwards, okay, I mean, I'm assuming the Seraphim could survive the Buster call, and even it's actually interesting because they're in the bubble and it was mentioned the bubble is like really strong. Like that's the whole point of the bubble. So it would be crazy if the Buster calls occurs and the Seraphim survive in the bubbles, and then the government just has them. The government, like, has all of the Seraphim. Then I think it would make sense to have some of the Seraphim go with the Straw Hats to be on their side, at least. Because the Seraphim already have Moria, Doflamingo, and Crocodile's Seraphim. They're already with them in other parts of the world, so they're going to have them no matter what. But I think some of them going to Elbaf with the Straw Hats would be smart because then they can leave the Seraphim to protect Vegapunk and Saul and then maybe help out with the Giants. Yeah. Couldn't have Vegapunk told Bonney sooner? There's a couple of moments in this arc where you really have to say that Vegapunk is a brilliant scientist, but he makes a lot of mistakes along the way. You know what I mean? Like, that really should have been something that he should have told Bonney, like, immediately. Maybe not immediately, but after it was very clear that Bonney was not going to kill Vegapunk anymore, after Bonney came out of the paw room and Vegapunk was there and was like, the Straw Hats just saved me, here's this necklace that Kuma wanted me to give you. I think at that point, that would have been the moment to explain to Bonney, by the way, you have complete control of the pacifista hierarchy. I think that would have been a good time to tell her, so maybe she could have utilized that because a good chunk of Egghead has now been obliterated via the pacifista Mark IIIs. So yeah, Bonney now has higher order than the Gorosei, which really nettled Saturn. It pissed him off something fierce. So now Saturn is just like, you know what, screw everything. Just kill everybody on the island, you know what I mean? Just wipe it all out. You know, I've had enough of this crap. You know, I saw a comment this morning that was actually really interesting. Saturn does have a boss. Saturn does answer to Eam. So eventually, if this all goes belly up, Saturn does have to go back and report to Eam on his failure. And I don't know about you, but it seems to me that Eam does not take insubordination or failure really all that well. You know what I mean? So Saturn's going to have to be the one to tell Eam, and Eam might just be like, and then Saturn explodes, and then we bring in another one. You know what I mean? High intelligence, low wisdom. Yeah, it might be something like that. This is one of the few channels I watch for One Piece info. Well, thank you, Toxic Drip 1995. That's a metal name, Toxic Drip 1995. I could tell you're from the 90s, because that's a very, only somebody born in the 90s. Like, I would have, like, when I could have seen myself having that kind of username, you know what I mean? I totally could, you know? It's really cool. That reminds me of when MySpace started becoming a thing, like social media. My friend Nick was the first one to like show me what MySpace was, and he had like a profile that had like, you know, the biohazard symbol in the background, like, whoa, this is the coolest thing ever, because we were like 14 at the time. Yeah, you have a 101. Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know. That's the whole idea. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, by the way, going back on that, do you want Shanks to die poll, 60%, or it's 59 now, but it was 60% for a while, want him to not die, but that means 40% want him to, which is a higher percentage than I assumed, yeah. Yeah, the biohazard symbol is just the coolest symbol ever. It should be everywhere, yeah. Is this the first Gorosei fighting in the history of One Piece? Well, we don't know that. Well, I mean... Okay, do you consider what Sabo had with his interaction with the Gorosei and Eam, do you consider that a fight? Because Sabo just kind of jumped in and was like, Fire Fist! Shit, I thought that was going to do something, and then they attacked him, you know? Do you consider that a fight? Because I don't know about you, Sabo launched an attack, and then Eam launched an attack and stabbed Sabo. That's both parties initiating an attack. I would say that's a fight. Like, if that's not a fight, what do you consider a fight? You know, like, I can understand if, like, Sabo came in and, like, Fire Fist and then just left and the Gorosei had, like, what just happened there? You know, but no, Eam fought back, so how do you not consider that a fight? That's a clash. That was a clash, Tekking, not a fight. A fight needs to go on for exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If it lasts less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that is not a true fight. That is merely a clash or perhaps a scuffle. It's a fisticuffs. It's a fisticuffs. It's a turnbuckle. You know what I mean? Yes. It's a casual meeting. It's a brunch of fights, you know? Just like how brunch is not quite lunch, a clash is not quite a fight. You know, all right, gotcha. It's a kerfluffle, you know, if nothing else. Yeah, an altercation, as it were. A parlay. Now it's harassment. Now we're just going into different definitions of what a fight is. A skirmish, an altercation, a parlay, a harassment, a kerfluffle. Oh, man, a date. Sabo went on a date with the Gorosei and Eam, which is ambitious, I have to say. Very ambitious, you know? I do those with my brothers all the time. Yeah, a date or an altercation? Which one here? An argument, you know? A Donnybrook. Okay, all right, pause. I'm looking up the definition of that one. What is that? Donnybrook. Definition. A scene of uproar and disorder, a heated argument. Oh, that's going on the list. That's going on the board. I have a whiteboard upstairs that I just, whenever I'm reading or like I'm reading a book or I'm watching something and there's a word that I've never heard of before, I put it on the whiteboard. That's going on the whiteboard. Donnybrook. That's going on there. Yeah. That's a bellicose. I did know that one. The bellicose proxy. I did know that one. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So what would you call the altercation between Shanks and Kid? What was that then? What was that? A mollywop! Oh my god, I love old school words. Oh, there was one I just saw this morning. I actually, recorded it. We'll get back to One Piece in a second. Got the morbs. Okay. Back in 1880, temporary melancholy, abstract noun coined from adjective morbid. So the adjective morbid was taken to mean, oh, you have melancholy, you're rather morose, as it were. And that was turned to, you got the morbs. You got a bad case of the morbs. So that's a thing. That's a thing in 1880. So, yeah. That was a slaughter. That was a massacre. That was taking out the trash. That was a slaughter, a swipe. That was a swipe. So Shanks just swiped it. What was it? Swipe right or left? I don't have Tinder. Swipe right on freaking, your left or whichever direction is no. Swipe left, I think. It's left, right? I think it's left. That was like that, yeah. A sweep. A rumble. Oh, man. Bollocks. Left. It's left. It's left. It's left. Okay. There it is. All right. Back to... So that was that poll. We'll probably do another one in a second here. So the poll is concluded. 59% don't want Shanks to die, but 40% do. And I guess 1% there just didn't even want to weigh in. Luffy digested a lot of food, and I don't think he has poop. Does Luffy poop? Is that why he asks everyone if they could poop? Because, you know what? That is a legitimate question. It might be a thing where Luffy just burns, because, you gotta imagine, every single fight Luffy's been in, most of the fights that he's been in the last few arcs, fighting against Kizaru, fighting against Kaido, fighting against Katakuri, he's had to stop to take a snack break. All right. And I think Luffy just burns up all the calories so fast there's no waste material left over. Because you're right. We never see Luffy poop. In fact, we never see anybody poop in this series. I don't think we've seen a single character in One Piece poop. So therefore, there it is. But it would make sense with Luffy, though, because his body is so weird. I could definitely see him... That's not how our bodies work. No. That's not how our bodies work. Luffy is another being, all right? Luffy's body... Luffy can drink milk and regrow teeth in, a second, okay? Yeah. Magellan does poop. Okay. Magellan is the only person in One Piece that is confirmed to poop 100%. The only confirmed person to poop is Magellan. God bless you, Magellan. Oh, man. Brook is also confirmed to poop. Well, no, he said he does. We've never seen him, though. We've seen Magellan take a mighty, majestic crap. All right? We've seen the after effects of that. All right? I guess York as well. York also is confirmed to have pooped. Yes. This is the One Piece discussion breakdown we need to have, ladies and gentlemen. Go, Magellan. You majestic man. It was another tough battle today. May I recommend a bidet? Seriously, if you don't have a bidet, get yourself a bidet. It makes your... Listen, it's every moment of your life up until you get a bidet, and then it's every moment after you get a bidet. It's literally a life-altering thing, all right? So, yeah. Now, oh, by the way, since we are on this subject, not of poop, but, a general, tangent subject, I was making a list of videos of, live streams. You know how I did the bakery stream? Which was a lot of fun, by the way. I really love doing the bakery streams. I was thinking about doing some other streams where I'm, putting One Piece characters in various situations. There was one that's which One Piece characters would be the best buddy cops in a buddy cop movie. So pairing up a bunch of random One Piece characters and seeing how they would do in a buddy cop film. One was for the Game of Thrones, which One Piece character would be the best at a Game of Thrones. Which One Piece character would be best at which one would get the most Instagram followers, that kind of stuff, right? So I might be doing some streams like that. Yeah. Hey man, these are relevant questions. These are important in the One Piece world. Luffy asks this question to everybody he meets. Yeah, the Hunger Games, that was on there too. These are basically taken from Super Fight. There was a yellow deck in the game Super Fight, and I was like, man, it would be cool to make these on like One Piece characters. That would be fun. Yeah. What are we talking about? I mean, currently we're talking about who poops in One Piece, which is an actual topic, and the views have gone up, so this is what it is. Let's see. It's a buddy cop movie with Shiki and Kaido. Oh, but I would do them like I did with the bakery videos where I did them in like a tier list format. So if we did like who would get the most Instagram followers, it would be like in a tier list format, like Instagram superstar influencer tier all the way down to like 0 likes, like minus likes, like something like that, Why don't you review other manga? Well, I do. Not really. It's kind of more of just like One Piece kind of being the focus of the channel, and whenever I deviate to talk about another manga in any like significant way, like I might make I made a Hunter x Hunter stream not too long ago, but like if I focus too much on other subjects on the same channel, that does like the algorithm doesn't like that. That's the short answer. The algorithm's not a fan of that. When I saw Magellan at Marineford and Impel Down, it makes sense. Yeah. When Magellan showed up to Marineford and just beat the shit out of everybody, that was awesome. Just one question. Is it true that you were chased by a peacock in New York Central Park Zoo? I was not chased by a peacock. Okay, so here's the story. We were at Central Park Zoo. This was back in, I think, 2013. I think that was the last time I was there. We went on these bus trips when I was in community college. So I was in community college from 2011 to May of 2013 is when I graduated and got my associate's degree. So we went to the Central Park Zoo for this trip. It was me and a group of friends. And we go into this area that's like simulated a jungle, kind of hot, arid, humid, kind of, not arid, but humid, like a humid environment. Like the environment that a peacock would normally be in, right? So we go into this area and there's this like wooden like pathway, this wooden area that we walk around, and there were like piranhas in there in like a tank, and there were like toucans up in the trees. It was really cool. Where there was this peacock that was just on the path. And it was just there, and it was just like, all right, I guess we just walk by the peacock, and I approach it, and it just starts coming at me, and I'm like, ah, and then it follows me, and I'm like, ah, and then it keeps following me. This peacock, man, this peacock, like, was pissed. This peacock's like, no, I'm tired of this bullshit. This is my house. I live here. Get the fuck out of here. So that was, that story, yeah, but that did happen. That did, in fact, happen, yes. Also, the dude in an Elmo costume at Times Square did touch my ass. That also is a thing that happened as well. All things considered, I would like to go back to New York City. I would like to go to a Broadway show. That would be fun. It's been a while since I've been in the city. Do you think Luffy can reach the moon? Okay, if you're asking me if Luffy can physically just reach up and grab the moon, you know what? Before Gear 5th, I would say no. But now, I think everything's kind of on the table, right? Like, Luffy can turn himself into a giant. He can make a huge fist the size of a mountain. Sure, why not? Luffy, we already know you could just grab a balloon and just float up to the damn lunar surface. So why couldn't Luffy just reach up and grab it? I think he could. I think he could in Gear 5th. Sure, I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't even be upset. I've watched you since freshman year of high school back in 2014. Do you think Blackbeard will do his last-minute cleanup at Egghead? Blackbeard does have a particular MO, and that MO is wait until everybody else is hurt and injured, and then he shows up and does his shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, hey, it already worked the first time. Why stop it, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, this works. They keep falling for this. So, yeah, that's the idea, man. So I think so, yeah. I think so. Power Scalers are going to have a meltdown if that happens. I don't know why. Luffy's like basically a toon. He's a character. He's a cartoon character right now. I mean, he was always a cartoon character, but he's like legitimately a cartoon character right now. Like, would you be upset? Like, basically at this point, I'm looking at Luffy as if I would look at like Bugs Bunny. Would I find it ridiculous if Bugs Bunny reached up and grabbed the moon and then flung himself onto the surface? I would not be. Luffy's kind of the same deal right now, right? You look fresh out of high school. You went to college? I'm 30 years old. I'm going to be 31 this year. Yeah. Yeah, when I was in college, I looked like I was probably like in middle school still. So yeah, that's a thing. I am just now getting to the point where I can buy alcohol without getting carded every single time. Okay, that was not true. I still get carded every single time when I have to buy booze. I don't drink very much, but I don't really drink at all. But when my friends come over, I get some stuff for them and things. Bugs Bunny or Luffy? See, that's the crossover battle I want to see. And I think Luffy has a solid shot with Gear 5th. Yeah. Did you update your tablet? Yeah, I updated the tablet over here. My tablet, Tabby, that I use when I do the reviews, yeah. Maybe get a giant fake mustache. Well, I actually do have several. Hold on. Laundry. All right. So this is, I have all my props and things in a closet over there. So this is my wigs. You know, every good YouTuber needs to have a wigs container. But here's, like, for example, here's, like, Kai's wig from One Piece D&D. I have a curly wig. I have an old man wig. You know, that's Kai's, though. But I do have a big thing of fake mustaches. You know. Fake mustache. Yeah. So, like, yeah. Teching, who is winning the Super Bowl? All right. I'll tell you who's gonna win the Super Bowl. Just give me a sec here. I gotta put on this mustache. Give me a moment. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good stash right there. Yeah. But I'll tell you with 100% accuracy who's gonna win the Super Bowl and who you should vote on. Okay. Who you should bet on. Bugs hasn't been punched in the face by a giant fist. Yeah, I feel like he has. Bugs Bunny's been around for a while. I feel like at some point somebody has punched him in the face with a giant fist. He's been in a lot of different iterations. I'm sure he has been punched at some point. Yeah, I'm going to look at the super chat in a second here. Just give me a moment. I have to put on this mustache. Hello there, sir. I am Techington, sir. Wait on them. I gotta rearrange it. All right. There we go. There we go. Ah, yes, sir. Slapdash Doodly Donnybrook. Yes, indeed, sir. I think we're gonna go out for quite of a respite. You know what I mean? A parlay, as it were. Yes. Do a French accent. Comment allez-vous? I don't know. Anyway, so who's gonna win the Super Bowl? The 49ers are gonna win the Super Bowl. So if you're gonna place a bet on anything, that is what I'm gonna do, because let me tell you a story, all right? So every year for like the last 11, 12 years at this point, since like 2012, 2013, my mom and me have always bet on the Super Bowl. But here's the thing. My mom refuses. She has to pick first. She will just simply not. She won't bet if I bet first. So she's like, can we bet on the Super Bowl? I get to go first. And I'm like, well, what if I want to go first? Well, I'm not doing it then. Like, that's my mom. So every time she has first pick and she picks the losing team every single time. This is consistent. I think one time she got it right. But like one time out of like 12 years, she guessed correctly. Every other time, I win. Literally, every year, it's like, I'm betting on the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are going to win. I'm like, all right. And I don't care about football. So I'm like, all right, 49ers. And then the 49ers will win, and then I get $40. That happens every year, with the exception of 1 year. I think it was 2017 or 2018 was the 1 year that she won. So there it is. So this year is the same as every other year. She texts me, and she's like, we're going to bet on the Super Bowl. I'm going for the Chiefs. And I'm like, all right. And it's ironic because I keep telling her, I'm like, Mom, all you got to do is let me pick the team first and then you would win. And she's like, no. I'm like, all right. But there you go. Yeah. So the 49ers are going to win. And if you're watching the Super Bowl and the 49ers, is it this Sunday? I don't even know what it is because I don't care about American football, really. I mean, I've seen the Steelers play a couple times, and that's fun, but I went with that, but mostly because my mom and my dad, you know, I go with them, but I don't really watch football all that much. Yeah. It's next one. It's the next one. It's February 11th. All right, thank you. It's February 11th. All right, cool. But yeah, that's who's gonna win. There you are. All right, let's go over to the super chats. All right, fan funding. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I wanted Bugs Bunny versus Goku for a while since Death Battle. That would be a cool fight. That would make every power scaler's head just explode, and that would be an awesome fight. I would love to see Geography is Everything on non-canon islands like the Pirate Island from the Dead End Adventure. I should do that, because there are a lot of... I've kind of explored every major island in the canon so far. I mean, we'll be doing Egghead after Egghead wraps and everything, but, like, yeah, we've kind of ran out of all the major islands, so maybe I should start focusing on because there are some really interesting ones in movies and in filler. That one island from Dead End Adventure that you mentioned that had that, like, subterranean, like, shopping mall, that was really cool. Let's see. This man asks the questions we don't want to answer about the poop. Let's see. Okay, hear me out. Pokemon facts next. Maybe. I don't know. I already did one on Porygon. Porygon is my favorite Pokemon. You know, well, already we have the first problem, the letter A. There's no Pokemon that start with the letter A. Nope, not at all. Absolutely not. So I can't do it. Sorry, that won't happen. I was thinking about doing animal facts again, but, like, not going, like, A, B, C and all that bullshit. Just, like, whenever I feel like giving an animal fact, I'll just give an animal fact. It could be, and it's not a series, it's just whenever I feel like it. That was the idea. So there's the comment about Luffy pooping that went off on a tangent. Is there an island too large to Buster Call? I would say, yeah, there's plenty of islands. Like, Alabasta is huge, right? So, like, hold on a moment. I'm going to pull up a map of Alabasta in a second here. What's your video making process for chapter reviews? There's really not much of a process. I read the spoilers a couple days in advance as soon as they're out on the Reddit, so I know what to expect from the chapter, so I have a little bit of an idea of, like, okay, this is what's happening. So they're not reactions, you know, they're not me in their first, like, what? Dory and Broggy? You know, like, that's not that. That happens when I read the spoilers. But other than that, I wake up, I come downstairs, I do have a little bit of a tradition where I'll play something in the background, like a music to get me hyped up, like Powerwolf or Amon Amarth or something, while I'm getting dressed, and I'm just like, yeah, let's do this, you know. Or sometimes it'll be a really chill kind of song or whatever. A couple of weeks ago, it was that Billie Eilish song from the Barbie movie. I was like, yeah, something I'm made for. You know, like, yeah, it's the weird. But I will play some song while I'm getting, like, suited up and getting in the zone. And then I have my tablet now that I can pull out, and then I could just go on and just review the chapter that way. So that is my process. Kid and Killer are alive and prisoners to Shanks and company. P.S. You're dope. I don't think they're prisoners. I don't think Shanks takes prisoners. Shanks and Blackbeard got a fight, and I would feel good if both leave alive, and it would just feel cheap if Luffy saved Shanks. I don't think Luffy's ever going to save Shanks. I don't see that happening. Like, Shanks and Blackbeard fighting and Shanks even dying there, like, if the fight was really well done, I would be okay with that. That actually does sound really cool. I wouldn't want Luffy to show up and save Shanks. That is not the direction I want the story to go. Bonney obtaining a new crew of Seraphim would be epic. Yeah, I mean, she did lose her previous crew, so having a whole crew of her dad, that's, like, I have 35 dads ready to fight. I have 35 dads armed with dad jokes aimed right at your face, you know? Let's see. Yeah. Why is Tekking wearing a suit? Me, an intellectual. He's running for the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. No, I think that's Kane, right? Kane's running for the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Is that Kane? Why is he wearing a suit? Did that meme start with the drunken peasants? Because if so, I was there ground zero for that shit. I was there the night that shit aired. All right? Does Bonney hierarchy also apply to the Seraphim? Oh, I answered that one already. Jinbei helping Zoro defeat Lucci. I don't think Jinbei's gonna, like, Zoro needs help, I'm gonna help him. You know, I think it's just gonna be like Jinbei's like, break it up, kids, and then we're gonna go. Yeah. But I think oh, that's the last one. And then Panda Man, yeah. So we could go back to the live chat here. If it's off screen, always bet on Blackbeard. Yes, that's the rule. Let's see. Mustache teching. Have you updated your tablet? I updated the tablet. Don't worry. The tablet is updated. Hold on. I'll pull out the tablet. So that's Tabby the tablet. That's the tablet. Just a thought, what if Giants found out about Luffy because of his wanted poster and they knew about the Sun Gods? Well, that's probably where, I mean, they mentioned they saw it in the newspaper that Egghead was going down. So they probably learned from the newspaper Luffy's, like, bounty poster why he's the Sun God. And then they found out, like, oh, he's at Egghead right now. Shit, that's really close to Elbaf. Let's go. Also, Saul might had, like, Saul is on Elbaf. Saul might have been like, go and pick up Robin, please. I would like to see her again. Like, that would be, I have some stuff to tell her. Like, that would be really cool. Yeah. Where do you read the spoilers? They're available usually Monday night into Tuesday. They're typically available by Tuesday morning where I'm at. And it's on the One Piece Reddit. Just go on the One Piece Reddit. Usually there'll be a pin thread, typically whenever the spoilers are released, whenever they're out. And you can read them. Is that tablet for giants? Yes, it is. Who are you, mysterious mustache man, and what did you do with Tekking? I am Sir Tekkington the Fifth, Esquire, sir. What does Esquire mean? Is Esquire, like, is that, it doesn't mean, no, sir is knight. If you're a knight, you're a sir. So what the fuck does Esquire even mean? Esquire, what is this? Oh, it's a lawyer thing. Okay. Esquire, often shortened to ESQ, is a title of courtesy given to a lawyer and commonly appended to his or her surname. So if you just become a lawyer, you're just automatically an Esquire? That's cool. I didn't know that. So wait a minute. Was Saul Goodman an Esquire? Was he Saul Goodman Esquire? Was that a thing the whole time? Oh, laundry's done. Well, at least the washer's done. The dryer's still going. My dad got a cold. My dad's sick. Esquire sounds like a Seraphim. Esquire, and it's like a horse. Yeah. Yes. That all lawyers just become. So, okay, cool. That's neat. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. Yes, who lives on Drury Lane? Yes, he says so in the show. I don't remember Saul ever, because I feel like that would be something he would say like every single time he meets somebody, right? What are you going to do when One Piece ends? Talk about more One Piece, because One Piece will never end. Even after One Piece ends, it'll never end. Do you think after the manga of One Piece ends, thank you for the 20, by the way, Toxic Drip, but, like, do you think after One Piece ends, it's just gonna end? Let me ask you a serious question. When Dragon Ball ended, I don't even need to finish, you know what I mean? The sentence there, you know? When Dragon Ball concluded in, like, the mid-90s, was that the last time we saw Dragon Ball characters? You know? Okay, I'm going to throw something out there. Many of you will probably say, no way, we don't want this series to exist. I actually really do. I want a remake of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, of the original Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters anime. I want it reanimated like they did with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or like they did with that shit. I want that. I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, we don't want that. That's stupid. Like, no, I want that. I do. I really fucking do. All right? Yeah. Yes, without 4 kids. Yes. That would be great. Yeah, I want it's been like 20 years now. Can we get that? That would be great. I want a Yu Yu Hakusho remake too. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I want a Yu Yu Hakusho remake. You could even redo the original season of Pokemon, like the Indigo League. I'd be down with that. Yeah. I want that. That'd be cool. Because they could do it so much better now. They keep the original VAs. Yeah, if they could. I mean, if the original VAs were all with us still and they had the ability to do that, absolutely. Yeah. They already did a Indigo League remake. When did that happen? I was not privy to that. I was not privy to that information, sir. Marines D&D, will you use bounty hunters? Maybe. I don't know. That's up to Rustage. That's a DM thing. I don't know what I'm doing. If we're going to do after Marines, if we're going to go bounty hunters. Once again, that's a Rustage thing. Rustage has ideas. It's called Pokemon Origins, and it follows Red, not Ash. No. That's not Indigo League. No. That's like a 4-episode miniseries that follows Red, not Ash. I want an original, like that episode where they go to that town with all the Magnemites and the Grimers. I want that updated. All right? That's the one with the traveling Eevee brothers. That's the one I want to see. You know, like... I want, like this. I want this to be updated in modern day. Yes. Katarina Devon, she may have impersonated Bonney and controlled the pacifists. I've made a lot of videos about Devon or Devon and who or maybe not she might have taken her appearance over. But it might be Doll. I'm thinking Doll. Game of Thrones remake when? Okay, so they are doing House of the Dragon, which I'm rewatching right now, as a matter of fact. And season 2, I think, is coming out August of this year. Really loving House of the Dragon. Matt Smith is an amazing actor. Yes. Let's see. And the band episode. Well, all of them. The one with the guns, the one where James has boobs. Yeah, just all of them. All the band episodes. Yeah. Game of Thrones anime would be crazy. Oh, that would go hard. It would. But we're right. What else? Okay, what else is going on in the chapter? What else is a point to bring up? So we have Dory and Broggy arriving. I mean, like, honestly, I think they're not really going to have a lot of time to, like, talk. It's going to be like, get on the ship and let's get out of here. And then when we get out to sea and escape everything. Oh, no, the Buster Call question. I was going to address that. Let me pull something up here. Hold on. Let me pull something up here. Oh, that's actually a good... Okay. All right. Alabasta is like a huge country. So I don't think that... Like, here's somebody that drew like a rough map of Alabasta. Okay, like, Alabasta's huge. I don't think that, like, a Buster Call would work because there's no way that a Buster Call on the shore of Sandy Island is going to be able to hit all the way to the capital city. That's just not happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's way too inland. They would have to literally, like, surround the entire island with ships, and then they would have to send a bunch of ships up the Sandora River and then all commence attacking at the same time. That would be a pain in the ass strategically to perform. Yeah. That's when they bust out the Mother Flame. Yeah, that's when they have the giant sky nuke. That's when that happens, yeah. That's why Wano and Elbaf haven't been Buster Called. Yeah, like, there's no way. Wano is, like, way up on a plateau as well. There's no way you could Buster Call Wano. It's just not happening. It's literally surrounded by giant earthen walls is the whole point of Wano. Yeah, that are, like, a mile or two high. I think I did run the statistics on that. Hold on, let me go pull up the Wano video really quick. Geography is everything, Wano video. I think I did do a metric on that. Here's my beautiful drawing of a diagram of Wano. If you ever needed to know how Wano looks, there you go. There's the diagram. There's my beautiful diagram. But I think I did calculate based off of the height of Mount Fuji. So I used the height of Mount Fuji in our world, which is maybe not the exact height in the One Piece world, but it was the closest thing I had to it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, that's not that. That's just another angle. That's another angle. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, into the Tekking verse, yes. But yeah, I think I calculated it out like 1.5 or something miles is the height of that wall. Something like that. Yeah. Even modern battleship guns can't shoot past 25 miles. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you're bombarding Wano or Alabasta and you're destroying those countries with that. It's just not happening. MS Paint, Tekking. Hey, Paint is a lovely, lovely Photoshop software. It's the quintessential Photoshop. You don't really need anything else other than MS Paint. Just give me a crayon and MS Paint and I'll be good. If they use lasers, yeah, sure, because lasers can destroy anything. How did Wano get made again? We don't know, but we know at some point the people of Wano built these giant walls, which maybe Zunisha did that, or maybe they're filled with the Colossal Titans. I don't know, but at some point they built these. What do you think about the Straw Hats not having to run from Egghead, but defeat the world government and making the world government retreat and annexing Egghead, saving Punk Records? I think there are ways to get Punk Records out of Egghead, like Caribou. Like last week, somebody brought up Caribou as an idea. Like that's actually not a bad idea because he kind of does have like he kind of does have an infinite pocket dimension space. Dude, you have the giants now though. You have this giant long ship. Maybe they could just pick up Punk Records and go. Oh man. They didn't need a Buster Call. They just needed to send Cobra into the Shadow Realm. Yeah. Does Stella turn vegetable if Punk Records is destroyed? We don't know. I think it would make more sense for him to turn into a vegetable or go brain dead rather than all of the satellites just instantly dying. But yeah. What if Punk Records is destroyed? Does the brain go back to Vegapunk? I mean, he cut off his brain and put it in Punk Records. So yeah. See, that's the thing too. Like, Punk Records is huge from what we see. It's like a giant hangar. But his brain was like, you know, it was big. Like, Vegapunk's brain was huge before he cut it off. But it wasn't like, it wasn't so big that like a giant couldn't pick it up or something, right? So maybe Vegapunk took out his brain and built that hangar with the idea of like the hangar could, you know, it has a lot of open space. So even if the brain grows bigger and bigger and bigger, but I don't think Vegapunk's brain would be the size of like a mountain or anything. I mean, eventually it might get to that point, but like right now, it might be the size of like a ship. It might be the size of like the Going Merry or something, which is a huge brain. But, and it's understandable why Vegapunk cut it off. But like, you know, the giants could pick it up and just leave with it, you know what I mean? We should take Vegapunk's brain and push it somewhere else. Vegapunk is the elder brain. Yeah, he kind of is. He kind of fucking is. Oh, did I just, hold on. I did a thing. I think I closed out. Did I just close out the, oh, all right, hold on a minute. Let me pull this up. Give me a click. Give me a click. Yeah, we're still good. All right, there we go. We're still fine. Closed out the chat for a moment there. Let's see. That brain just got juicier. Ah! Laundry's done. I don't know if you can hear it. It makes a little noise. It makes a little song every time it ends. I like how serious Tekking is with his mustache. Oh, yes, sir. For I have a mustache. Everyone with a mustache must be serious at least 80% of their time. What if the giant worships? What if the giants worship Nika because he was able to beat all of them in battle? I mean, maybe. Giants, of course, are based off of Vikings, and Vikings have a very like war kind of perspective on like just read Vinland Saga. Like I wasn't kidding when I said you got to read Vinland Saga before Elbaf, right? Like Vinland Saga is a really good manga of not just depicting violence because it's cool, but also like these are the social norms that men, Norse men and Norse women, were expected to fulfill during that time period, like gender roles and things, and how it was restrictive, and how men that are like somebody like Thorfinn, who is like, he eventually is just like trying to go for peace and not murder people, is seen as weak, is seen as cowardly just because he doesn't want to pick up a sword and fight, you know? So if the Vikings are the basis for the giants, which they clearly are, then the idea of the giants being like, yeah, and we even see this with Dory and Bragi when they mention it, like because the god, it seems like the island is Elbaf, but also their god, like the war god, is also called Elbaf. and like, you know, Elbaf, you know, will decide who wins this duel, you know, something like that. So yeah, maybe Nika was like a really powerful warrior back in the day, because Nika was depicted wielding the spear. So the idea is the spear is a symbol of, you know, it could be seen as like a ceremonial type thing, but it could also be seen as a battle thing, like going into battle. Yeah. If the giants wipe out the Buster Call, but the island is still sinking, where is Saturn going to teleport with his satanic circle teleportation? Back to Marijois? Maybe he could just do that. I don't know. You question why did he get on the ship and sail there, but maybe it was just because he didn't feel like using his powers. Yeah. Oh, Elbaf, I would love for there to be a tournament arc in One Piece. We kind of already had, we didn't really have it with the Colosseum. The Colosseum was more of like a battle royale kind of thing. I want to see a standard anime Tenkaichi Budokai kind of tournament, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit I want to see in my One Piece. Maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't. Yeah, Dorian Broggy might have been summoned for Ragnarok. That could have been a thing where it's like Nika has came back. You know, that could be like the Horn of Heimdall or something. Like, Nika has returned. This is heralding in the end days. You need to be here for that. You know what I mean? They have the Spear of Elbaf. That's true. Yeah. I mean, Luffy doesn't... I don't think it's going to be literal, like Luffy's going to use a sword and a spear. Although, I could see him going to Elbaf and picking up a spear. Like, this is the ancient spear, Gungnir. And Luffy's just like, really? This thing's cool! You know, it'd be like, what? You know? But maybe, actually, I could totally see that now. I could actually totally see that. I could see that Luffy somehow gets into Odin's, like, treasure vault and picks up the freaking ultimate spear and throws it at an enemy, and it's a magic spear that hits no matter, you know, where he throws it. And, like, maybe the spear has a mythical zone or something like that, and or like a devil fruit to always, like, lock on target. Maybe similar to, like, the Vanderdecken's devil fruit. Yeah. Wait, Vanderdecken died, didn't he? Yeah, he's dead. That was the whole point of, oh, maybe Gungnir is going to get the target fruit. That would actually be perfect, because that's how the spear works. That's, yeah, let me show it to you. Let me show Gungnir, which is Odin's magic spear. I believe Elbaf and the Moon Arcs is going to be the same format as Water 7 and Enies Lobby because of Viking mythology. I would love there to be a long arc coming up with Elbaf just because it has to. Yeah. I mean, this is Anthony Hopkins from the Thor movies, but it cuts a very regal image. There you go. So we got Odin there with we got Anthony Hopkins as Odin with Gungnir, the magic spear. Yeah. Gungnir always hits its mark 20% of the time. He also has a magic ring that can, like, multiply. I don't know if the ring makes things multiply or if I think just the ring itself can multiply, but he has it. There's Mjolnir, which is the hammer, Thor's hammer. Yeah. Who's going to be the Loki type character? I don't know. Maybe Loki, because there is a character named Loki. Yeah. I forgot that Odin was played by Anthony Hopkins and not Kurt Russell. Yeah. Yeah. It's you know, they look similar, right? Greetings from Brazil. Morgans will publish a photo of Luffy punching Kizaru, and the headline will be Yonko beats a poor salaryman that was just trying to do his job. That'll be the way Morgan spins the news, yeah. Wait, when did Vanderdecken die? Hordy killed him, because that was the whole reason why the Noah fell, because he sent the Noah towards Fishman Island, and then Hordy killed him, and then the Devil Fruit activated, it failed, and so the boat was above, and then the devil fruit ended, so the Noah began to fall, and that was the whole reason why Luffy had to fight and defeat Hordy, and then the Sea Kings showed up and took it away. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins' talent was wasted on Odin. I think by the third movie also he was kind of done. He only did that one, like, scene. There was a deleted scene, though, where he was a homeless man in Thor 3. In Ragnarok. Is all of Norse mythology comes from God of War? Yes. So God of War was the original God of War, which was a long time ago, was released in the year 600 AD. And it was on the original Xbox. This was a long time ago. And then a couple hundred years later, the Norse people living in like Denmark and Norway, Finland, Sweden, they found the old Xbox and they managed to boot up the original God of War. And they based their entire mythology off of that game. Yeah. God of War was the very first console game of all time, yeah. When did Tekken grow a mustache? Just during this stream, as a matter of fact. The Xbox of the gods. Oh, man. Dude, I just find it hilarious, the naming scheme of Xbox. I just like, it irritates me to no end. It's so, like, especially when you got, like, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spoiler alert, the next one's probably going to be PlayStation 6, all right? Then you have Xbox. Hey, you know what? Stop right there. That's a cool fucking name. All right, I will defend that till the end of time, okay? The Xbox is a cool name for a console. It came out in the early 2000s. That was edgy as shit. That was right alongside the Biohazard symbol and everything like that. Xbox. That was cool, all right? The next one, Xbox 360. I'd be like, all right, okay, that's cool, 360. And it has the sphere. Like a sphere is a 360. Like, okay, all right, I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. 360. All right, nice, cool. I remember there was a joke in the Simpson game where Lisa was like, what happens when the Xbox 720 comes out? And I'm honestly like, you know what? If they would have just done that, I would have been okay with it. Just number it like Zorro's like attacks after Buddhist mythology. You know, Xbox 1080. Like, that actually doesn't sound like a bad name for one, right? Okay. It just like 360, 720, 1080, just keep ramping it up, you know? That's actually not bad, right? So the third one comes out and it's Xbox One. I'm like, no, what are you doing? And then the next one comes out and it's Xbox Series X. I'm like, all right, listen, I get it. X is a cool, it's one of the coolest letters, if not the coolest letter, all right? It's right up there with Z or Z, okay? X is a cool letter, I get it, but you can't just keep throwing X's at things and being like, we'll make it more cool, because then Elon Musk, then you get that shit, like, I'm gonna change the name of Twitter. What are you gonna change it to? I know, X. It's like, because it makes you just seem like you're a teenager from like 2003. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I know the coolest name. X. Just X. I'm like, damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I just want them to pick a theme is the thing that irritates me. You know what I mean? Just pick a damn theme. Even Nintendo, at least Nintendo just has like a different name for each one, which is like, okay, here's the GameCube, here's the Wii, here's the Switch. It's like, all right, it's Nintendo followed immediately by just a name. You're coming up with a, like, okay, it doesn't really have a theme, but it does in a weird way. This is just all over the place. You know what I mean? This is just all over the damn place. I would have been okay with it just going like 360, 720, 1080. I don't know. Name them after. I know PlayStation already has the numbers. They got to that first. So, I don't know. Name them after like Greek letters, like Xbox Alpha, Xbox Beta, Xbox Delta. That would have even been okay. You know, Xbox Gamma. Like, I'd be all right with that. That'd be fine. Oh, man. Yeah, Xbox 720 Series Y. Like, now you're just all over the place. You're just losing yourself now. Phases of the Moon. I would have been okay with that. Ignores the Wii U. Well, the Wii U is like a sequel to the Wii. That was like, yeah. Who would buy the beta though? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Oh, this mustache is getting itchy. Ah. Oh man. Name them after planets. That's fine. Xbox Mercury, Xbox Venus. That's fine. There's so many different options. There's so many options, and you're just, I know, more X. It's like that meme. It's like, okay, we got to come up with a new name for the Xbox. I know. Add another X to it. The guy just throws him out of the window, you know. Xbox Uranus. It was fake. I know. It's okay, guys. It's all right. Oh. The Wii U was ignored by anyone. To be fair, it's the only one I have not owned. I've owned every Nintendo console for a long time. Hold on a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. All right, I have a Switch. I have 2 Switches, actually. Never owned a Wii U. I owned a Wii. I had a GameCube. What came before the GameCube? Was that just the 64? Yeah, I have a 64. I have a Super Nintendo. I never owned the original Nintendo. I have the mini version. I have the little mini console version of the original Nintendo. But that's it. Yeah, so I guess I have all of them. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't have the original NES, but I have like a little mini version. Yeah, I have an SNES, yeah. Yeah. Atari was not made by Nintendo, but yeah. I mean, the Atari came before that, yeah. Did I get all the super chats? Moving this back to One Piece a bit. Hi from Spain. If One Piece live action reaches Dressrosa and is filmed in Spain, would you consider to pay our country a visit? I would pay Spain a visit even without One Piece being filmed there. I want to travel. I want to get out there and see the world and stuff. And Spain would definitely be one of the places I would want to go. Yeah, so absolutely. I believe Elbaf and Moon's arcs is going to be, the same format as Water 7. I could see that. I want it to be a long arc, but I'm feeling like it's not going to be super long, but I hope it is. Maybe not as long as Wano, but like something, I don't know, like 70 chapters, 60 chapters of Elbaf. Like, you could definitely do that. It just depends on how Oda wants to structure it. I think I answered all these ones, yeah. Oh, the robot. Yeah, let's talk about the robot. Because everybody's like, okay, I think the reason why the robot is not like the forefront of everybody's like discussions is because, well, we already saw the robot move before. We know the robot is connected from the sun god form that Luffy goes into Gear 5th, right? So the last chapter, it was cool, but it didn't really give us any extra information. You know what I mean? It's like we already knew that the robot is kind of activated when Luffy's going into Gear 5th, and then we just saw that again in the last chapter. So some people were like, why is no one talking about the robot? It's like, well, what new information did we get about the robot? Nothing, really. But it eventually is going to power up. It's clearly using Luffy as an energy source. The drumbeat of, the sun god as an energy source. So this is probably an answer to the energy source that Vegapunk had been looking for. And then we're going to learn about the connection between the sun fueling the robot, and then it powers up, and then it might move around. It might not be able to attack at all, but because it's really old and rusty, it might be falling apart. But it's a fascinating detail. What devil fruit would you choose, and if you could choose any Vegapunk to join the crew beside the Stella, who would you choose? Lilith, obviously, or Edison? I don't know. I kind of want to have a little robot buddy. I don't know. I hope Edison survives this whole story. I mean, Lilith is hot, and she has that thing that I like where her hair goes down and like covers one of her eyes. That's just a thing. So, okay. I have a choice between Lilith and a little robot buddy. Oh man. Okay, this is poll time. This is a poll. I'm not even including the other Vegapunks. You know what? I'm going to make this poll biased and as loaded as hell. Which Vegapunk is better? Is the best? And I'm just putting Lilith and Edison. There you go. Now, get this straight, guys. You have a choice between Lilith being like a buddy cop movie with Lilith, or with Edison. Because Edison is this cute little robot guy. It's like, beep, boop, oh no, we are going to be in a high intense, race chase. Let's go. Turn here, And then, like, I don't know, he's popping up and down and he's jumping and shit. Like, that'd be cool. I don't know. Edison would be cool little robot buddy. You put a tiny robot and a sexy girl. How do you think this will turn out, Tekking? I want to hope it will go a different direction. I don't hate Atlas. You see, this is the thing people need to understand, okay? When I say Atlas is maybe going to die, I don't hate Atlas. I just think she's going to die. I don't necessarily think Shanks is going to die, but I could see him dying, but I still like Shanks, you know what I mean? It's just me looking at the One Piece story and just trying to come up with conclusions of like, I don't think Atlas is making out of this. I don't mind Atlas. If she survives, she survives. I just have this feeling she's going to die. I like Doll, but I think Doll's going to die, you know? Yeah, Atlas has a tail. I didn't know that either. You know, I didn't realize that until the anime. Yeah. Lilith has the best cake. She does make really delicious triple-decker peanut butter chocolate cake, I guess. I don't know. If Atlas dies, an Atlas piñata. Sure. Don't the Vegapunks have pets? Did they get away? They had that little robot dog thing that was like a trash compactor. I think that is still on the island, or maybe it got blown up. I don't know. Let's see. Would you want Kaku to join the crew? I don't think Kaku's gonna join, but I want him to hang out with I want Kaku to just basically, like, I'm done with the government. Screw this shit. You know, they tried to kill me. That's the second Buster Call they've thrown at us now. Lucci, if you want to keep working for these assholes, you go right ahead. I'm going with the Straw Hats, you know? And then he'll go to Elbaf and maybe hang out there. I don't know. But I don't know how to explain this trope. Okay, I don't know how to, but I love it whenever you have a main cast of people, like in a series, right? You have the principal cast, the main cast, and then you might have a random person that is just like member, like there's so many people in the Straw Hat group. There's 10 of them. Plus you got, like, let's say the Stella makes it out alive, then you have Lilith, then you have Edison, then you have Stussy maybe, and all these other people. But then you just have Kaku, who's kind of like the odd man out, but is still hanging out with them. And as long as Oda focuses on them, like, I'm trying to think of like the best trope, because I just like a person that's like not part of the group, but is hanging out with them and giving them their like perspective on things. You know what? Okay, hold on a minute here. I remember, I think I can think of an example here that I kind of wish would have went differently. I have to look something up. It's from Avatar, The Last Airbender. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. I want to pull something up here. Lilith is dominating this poll right now. Okay. So, no, it's not that episode. Okay. So do you remember that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where, no, not even like Zuko. No, Zuko is a main character in Avatar. This is the example. Okay. Remember in the 3rd season of Avatar, Book 3, Fire, when they break into the Boiling Rock? So they break into the Boiling Rock to get back like Hakoda, or to look for everybody that got captured during the raid, right? Not even Jet. No, hold on. I'm getting there. You know that dude? He was like that big buff prisoner guy. His name was Chit Sang. Yeah, that was his name. This dude right here. This guy. This guy right here. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. That happens sometimes. The big prisoner guy. All right. Yeah, that dude. All right. So the whole episode goes by. This dude, right? Okay. So yeah, Ryan. Yeah, that guy. This guy. Okay. So they go through the whole 2-part episode, right? And this dude helps them escape, and he actually gets away with the main characters. It's not like, you guys get out of here, I'll hold them off, like, which is I thought what they were going to do. They were like, no, he escapes. He gets back to the Western Air Temple with Zuko and his dad. Not Zuko and his dad. Zuko's dad is the Fire Lord. Sokka and his dad Hakoda. And Suki and everybody. They all make it back to the Western Air Temple. And he didn't sell out Sokka either. No, he didn't sell out Sokka. They all got back to the base of operations. And I'm like, oh my God, is this random dude? It's like in D&D when you just recruit a random NPC for no reason. He's like Jimmy. All right. So it's like, I love that type of shit. So they all get back to the Western Air Temple. And I'm like, is this guy going to help take down the Fire Lord? Is this guy just going to be part of the crew? It's just like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm just a dude that was in a prison, but now I'm helping out the Avatar. Okay. I was really excited. Like, what are they going to do with this character? And then in the very, very next episode, in the very beginning of the next episode, Azula shows up, attacks the Western Air Temple, and then they escape on the blimp, and he doesn't even have any lines, and that's the last time we see him. And I'm like, damn it! They could have done something with the random guy. I'm like, I like that type of shit. It's like, this is just a random dude that we got from the prison. I'm like, hi guys, how you doing? I'm part of the gang now. It's like, okay, let's see where this goes. And it's like, well, not really, because bye. He just leaves and we never see him again. I'm like, damn it, why did you even make him survive? Oh man, I love that type of shit, like in D&D, where you just recruit a random NPC and he's just with you for the whole adventure. I love that. Chit Sang got happily married in the Earth Kingdom and he's owning a bakery. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff I like, you know? So, Kaku would be like that, though. Kaku would just be like, what am I doing here? I'm with the Straw Hats and the Vegapunks and these giants and Saul and now, like, they're going to laugh. Like Kaku would be so out of place there, but he would just be like, hey, guys, I'm Kaku. I could turn into a giraffe. Yeah, he had a girlfriend, too. He escaped with his girlfriend, right? Like, there was both of them. Like, okay, where's this going? And it just, nowhere. It's not going anywhere. It's like, they're just immediately written out of the show immediately after. I'm like, you could have done something with that. Yeah, Kaku and Caribou could hang out. Kaku and Caribou could definitely hang out. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to see a scene where they're all on Elbaf together and they're all meeting the giants and they're meeting Saul and everything. And all the Straw Hats and Vegapunks are talking to them. And then Kaku's the one that's just off to the side, like, I'm not really sure what to do here. I don't know. I guess I'll just go for a walk or something. You know, it's like, I don't know. But I don't know. I find that funny. I find that great. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, Lilith won the poll. Damn it, guys. Come on now. 25% for Edison. Well, that's higher than I thought it would be. All right. Yeah, Kaku marrying a giant in Elbaf, I would actually be all right with that. That would actually be a cool conclusion for his character. He just walks up to people and be like, hey, I can turn into a giraffe, you know? It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Let me try another. Hold on a minute. How does this work? Oh, that's, this is like a Q. Oh, this is like, is this like a topic? So like, okay, so I can set a Q&A question. So is that a question that you can write something in, or is that just the topic of the... Hold on, let me try this. So I'm going to type in best Vegapunk. Topic Q&A. So what does this do? Oh. See viewers' questions and choose which ones to answer. Oh, that's neat. Okay. So it opens up a new tab is what it does. Okay, can you guys answer stuff? Can you, like, fill stuff out then? Oh, that's kind of neat. That's a cool feature. Best Vegapunk. Edison. There we go. Oh, I see what it does. It just opens a different chat. It just opens a different tab for chat. It opens like a separate chat room. That's all it does. I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool though. I could use that for something. Yeah. Best Vegapunk. Yeah. So I'm gonna close that though because I don't want to split the chat. But like that's a cool feature. I didn't know I could do that. All right. That's neat. Let's see. Where are we at? Fan funding. Okay. Stella about to die will awaken the fruit and be OP. Will awake. I don't know what the awakening of the brain fruit would be. The awakening of the brain fruit is Vegapunk can weaponize his knowledge. He could take his knowledge and like throw it into somebody's brain, and it like overloads their brain, and, and then their brains just explode. That's the awakening of the brain fruit. The ship at the beginning of the chapter does not look like the giant warrior pirate's ship. The ship at the beginning has vertical lines. The giant ship has horizontal lines. I don't think it's the same ship they used 100 years ago. I doubt it's the exact same ship they used 100 years ago. I think it's a brand new ship. I don't think it's like the ship here is not the same ship we saw in like the flashback at Little Garden. It's very clearly a Viking longship though. Yeah. What devil fruit would I choose? Oh, the op fruit. It's always the op fruit. Always. It's the best one. Yeah. But Saturn already has the head exploding power. Well, so does Vegapunk. How does death work in Bleach? Random Bleach question, but okay. Will Ichigo still be an Ichigo when he goes to the Soul Society? Yeah, if Ichigo will age normally, I guess, and just die as a human, and then he'll go and do his Soul Reaper form, and then he'll be dead, and then he'll go to the Soul Society. There you go. Yeah. Ichigo's a weird case, though, because he's like everything. Like everything in Bleach, he exists. He's a Quincy and a Fullbringer and a Hollow and a Shinigami and a human all in one thing. Yeah, for most other people, it's normal. Like when Uryu dies, Uryu's just going to turn into a normal soul and just go to the Soul Society. You know what I mean? When Chad dies, he's just going to go to the Soul Society. You know what I mean? I think Quincy's are the same thing, except Mayori kind of experimented on them for a while, so it wasn't a good thing. But they have normal souls that would just go to the afterlife. Yeah. How big gonna be the giant boobs on Elbaf? I would imagine pretty big, because they're giants. The ship at the end of the chapter looks different from the one at the beginning. Oh, you don't think it's the same? Oh, like the same one. Well, that might just be a writing. That might just be an error on Oda's part. I don't consider that. Let me see. Horizontal lines. Okay, I see where you're coming from there. I get it, but yeah, that might just be something that was missed up, because it's very clearly the giants at the beginning. You know, I don't think it's supposed to be someone else. But hey, maybe you're right, and maybe that's a very subtle hint that Oda put in there. Astronomical boobs. Yes. Boobs that reach the heavens. There's gonna be a sexy giant. I'm just like, this is Oda we're talking about here. Just, I don't know if anyone needs to hear this, but just prepare yourself for a huge sexy giant. Because that's going to happen. We all know that's going to happen. It could be Freya. I don't know. But that's gonna happen. Alright? So just, there it is. Like, we can just write the story itself on those particular parts. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna happen. Bigger than York. You know? Girth could be her. I mean, Girth she could be there, but I think there's gonna be somebody else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Smoothie was the closest we had to a sexy giant. And now she's dead. Except she's not. Fooled you for a minute, didn't I? Yeah, Smoothie's still alive. We just don't know what she's doing right now. I guess Shirahoshi, too. Yeah, Shirahoshi was huge. Tavern lady was cute. Yeah, the tavern lady that worked at the giant bar that Shanks was at. Yeah. Oh, Lily and Stomach from the filler. Yeah, we already had a giant lady. Giant woman. Lily and Stomach. And she showed up in the Pan's Fry arc kind of thing. But yeah, she was a giant woman. A giant woman. A giant woman. So, yeah. Ah, there we go. Do mermaids poop? I don't know. Charlie never answered that question. There we go. Giant woman. Who actually has a lot of similarities to Bonney now that I'm thinking about it. That happens a lot in One Piece, though. In Stampede, we get introduced to Douglas Bullet. Douglas Bullet's backstory is like a base template for Kaido's. Like, it's the same thing. But now that I'm thinking about Lily's character a little bit, she's hungry, protects her dad, you know, okay. Yeah. Wouldn't it be Faye instead of Freya? I always say Freya as Odin's wife. Or Frigg. Although I think those are different people. Yeah. If Smoothie juiced a devil fruit, would you get the essence of the devil fruit? Yeah, you probably would. Do you think there will be a short flashback of how Robin got injured? I mean, I hope we get a little bit of an explanation on the battle that occurred the night before. Oh, these are the same one? Oh, these are the same ones. Yeah, maybe she got a slash. I think she just had to hold off. She had to hold off the Seraphim for a while, and that's what did it. She had to, like, there was probably a moment where it's like it was just her fighting against the Seraphim for, like, a couple minutes, and that's what did it. Yeah. Norse mythology is just a bunch of different people's fan fictions. Well, I got something for you. That's kind of all mythology. If you want to break it down to the base level, then it is. Yeah. Or Fenrir. Fenrir would be fun. Fenrir could be a cute little puppy that, like, Loki has or something. That would be adorable. Freya's her Vanir name, and then Freeze is her Aesir name. Yeah. I need to brush up on my Norse mythology. You look tired. Hope as well. I'm fine. I'm good. I am going to finish the stream, though, because I am going to go... As you say that, I am going to go make a nice cup of coffee, which is I usually drink coffee around this time of the day, and I do got to finish up my laundry there. And it's been about an hour and a half, and we're kind of skewing away. We're now talking about giant boobs, so we're starting to skew away from the main point. Like we've kind of covered all the major points of the chapter. Now we're just kind of moving over here now. You know, coffee is terrible. You take that back. Freya's chariot is being pulled by a pack of bunnies. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. What's for dinner tonight? I'm actually going down to a friend's place, and we're going to play D&D. So they're going to make dinner. Like, I think it's going to be some, like, ham barbecue kind of thing they're doing. We had it at my house last week, and I made these gourmet hot dogs. I made a bunch of these gourmet hot dogs. Let me show you these. And they were amazing. Send you... Let me move that over to my email. So we're going to be doing that tonight. And then tomorrow evening, I'm going to be on a podcast. It's on my Twitter, actually. I reposted it. But tomorrow evening around 10 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be, 10 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on a podcast. So I'm probably not going to do the Baldur's Gate stream tomorrow night either, because I'm doing that. But that's what's coming up for me. And I do want to do some other streams, some like One Piece related stuff, because I got a couple of ideas. I want to do a stream on the most tragic One Piece backstory, like tier list. I want to get back into the tier list content because that was a lot of fun to do. Check out these dogs. Check out these hot dogs. So I deep fried all of them, and then I took the buns and coated them in butter, and then toasted the buns on a flat top. And then I just had like a slew of different like condiments. Like we had like a bunch of different condiments. I had like 10 different kinds of like mustards and relishes and and cheese. I had chili, so I had a bunch of different mustard and relish. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I had one of these and I was full. I was comfortably full after one of them. My friend Rob had 3, Yeah. They were so good, though. Last night, we went to trivia I was at a bar, and my friends got together, and we went to trivia, because I love bar trivia. Although last night was music trivia, and I did not know a single one. I did not know a single answer to any of these, because I do not listen. I mean, I listen to music, but it's like mid-2000s kind of like Panic at the Disco, The Killers, All Time Low, Breathe Carolina, Breaking Benjamin, Fall Out Boy. Like, that's the kind of stuff I listen to. And there was a lot of songs about stuff I never did. The bonus question last night was there are 5 Taylor Swift songs since 2020 that have all been like top of the charts, and like what were the names of all 5 of these songs? And I'm like, oh my god, this is what because I'm not a huge, I mean, she's okay, but I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not way into it. A lot of people got mad at me once because I couldn't name like more than one Taylor Swift song, and just like, because she's like everywhere right now, right? Yeah, she's just everywhere. So, I'm like, I don't know any of these. I don't know. And so we didn't do horrible. There were like 17 teams, and we came in like 8th place. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great era of music you mentioned. Well, that's my thing. And there were none of those songs were mentioned. None of those songs were any of the trivia. So I was completely useless. Last week, we did geography trivia at a bar. It was the 50 states. And we got 3rd place on that. There was one dude at a bar that got every single question right. Yeah. We got most of them. But we came in 3rd. Shake It Off is the only song I know. What podcast? Yeah, let me pull it up. And then I'll that's a good place to end it out on. It's called Dungeons and Talk Shows. Let me pull that up for you here. This is on my Twitter if you want to look at it. But yeah, Dungeons and Talk Shows. Podcast guest, stream time Saturday, Teching 101, 10 p.m. There we go. Yep, on February 3rd. So that's where I'm going to be tomorrow. And you might not be able to read it too well on here because I can't make it bigger than this. So just go on my Twitter. It's on my Twitter. Yeah. You didn't win at geography? I know, I failed. I failed everybody. I'm so sorry. We got, there was a question, which state produces the most corn? And there were 3 of us, and my friend Chris was like Iowa, and then me and my friend Jake were like, no, it's probably like a state like Nebraska, because Nebraska is huge, and their team, their state team is the Cornhuskers, and Nebraska's bigger than Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska's bigger than Iowa, and I was like, well, that's more space. There's more space for corn production, right? It's a bigger area. But no, it was Iowa. Iowa produced more corn. And the other one we got wrong was, what is the single... It's a sporting event that's held every Memorial Day, and it's the biggest single sporting event in the world. And we're like sitting there, because I'm not huge into sports, but my friend Jake kind of is, and he's like, okay, well, it's not basketball, football, baseball, or anything like that. So he thought it was NASCAR. He thought it was the Daytona 500, and it turned out to be the Indy 500. So that was the Indianapolis 500. So we got that wrong. But even if those were the 2 that we got wrong that I think that we did have. I think we could have figured it out the right answer. The other ones were like, one of the questions was Tallahassee, Florida is like a Native American word meaning what? And it was like a multiple choice, and it means old town or old village, and we didn't get that one right. So, yeah, there was some hard questions. Yeah. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to get going. I'm going to finish up my laundry, get some coffee, go play D&D tonight, and then be on this talk show tomorrow, which is also about D&D. So I'll be there tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be making a video. I'm not sure about what. Something involving the chapter, I guess. I'm not sure if we'll talk about... You know what? I might talk about the robot. Because the robot stuff is not just in this last chapter. It's kind of like overall. And I haven't made a video about the robot itself yet. So I think I should talk about that. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And I will be back later this week. I'm not sure when I'll get the Baldur's Gate stream out, but it'll be out when I am free and it's the evening and I don't have anything else going on. All right. Later, everybody. We learned a lot today. We learned about poop, and we learned about giant boobs and Lilith being the favorite Vegapunk. We learned a lot today. We learned a lot. Later.